Time now to welcome back in Jenny Horne, co-host of Next Gen. She's taking a look at Intel after its quarterly report yesterday. Take us through some of the numbers, Jenny.
Yeah, so there was definitely things to like, Diane, because as we know, this was not the headline earnings event, as of course it was somewhat dwarfed by Apple, but there was definitely a more combative stance taken by leadership, especially in the data center market, signaling this pretty aggressive now pricing strategy to defend its territory against mounting competition from some of the largest rivals like that of AMD and NVIDIA. So the strategic shift does come as their financial results do continue to show some pressure in that data center business. They did say their data center and AI segment reported revenue of $3.4 billion in the fourth quarter, marking a 3% contraction actually year over year, which is just a stark contrast if you follow any of the data center revenues driving NVIDIA sales, for example. But despite these challenges, they did exceed overall market expectations in the fourth quarter. Earnings of around 13 cents a share on revenue of $14.3 billion, surpassing forecasts. However, this still did represent a decrease in the revenue figure that we saw a year ago. So they've definitely been trying to really focus on pricing strategy, which I do think does reflect perhaps acting a bit more reactionary than being proactive. But AMD has really gained ground. Of course, NVIDIA dominates. So right now, Intel's strategic pivot to really now make these operational changes, I do think is huge, especially under some new sort of refocused leadership. So seeing a nice move pre-market today. And again, we were at a point where we needed this move to the upside because Intel has looked pretty much lost in the dust here at this point.
Yeah. It has been. I mean, Intel has had a lot of pressure on it. One of the things that stood out to me from one of their top brass right now, the interim, we know it's a pair of interim CEOs right now, but the CFO formerly saying about the pull forward, basically, it seems, customers hedging against potential tariffs was one of the takeaways I had. He said, quote, "We suspect a portion of Q4 revenue upside was due to customers hedging against potential tariffs." So it'll be interesting to see if they continue to see the same kind of numbers in the next quarter. Jenny Horne, thanks a ton for breaking down the numbers on Intel.